I bring you good morning from Swell. And Swell, as you all know, bearing its fruits. And Swell, as some of you may not know, is where the sun always shines. As you could see, we have a very good weather this morning, and I must thank Christine for that very inspirational opening remarks. I'm quite delighted to be here this morning, looking at the program, and when I received the invite, with some of the key objectives of today is about empowering women. But I must say we've had a good start already from Christine's introduction. You know, we don't need to empower women, they're already empowered. All we need to do is to really just work with them, integrate and support them. If you look around the room, we have more women here than men. You could tell they're so empowered that the men are even too scared to be here this morning. So, for what the Diversity House is doing in Swell, I think it's unique. You won't find it in many areas within Kent, and I believe we must embrace it. And for all of you here who we say women, empowering you and also empowering girls, I watched a program just a few days ago. It was a lecture by one of the Dimblebees, and they were talking about women and men brains. And one of the things that came up is if you take out my brain and you take out the brain of another woman and you put them in a bucket, you can't distinguish which one is a man or which one is a woman. So we are all equal. And I believe that there are exceptional, and I say exceptional, skills and talents that women have that I think men are even concerned. One of them is multi-skills, isn't it? To do 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 things at the same time. And this came out in that lecture about why don't we have women in the boardroom? Why do we have so many few women in the boardroom? Men will say, oh, all the good ones have been snapped up. Those are some of the excuses that some of the male board members will give. But that's not so true. Oh, well, women can't work 17 hours because they have other commitments in terms of looking at the family and, you know, caring for their home, so they can't work. That is not so true. Well, women can't take the heat, but women spend more time in the kitchen cooking for men, doesn't it? You know, so all these excuses came up. But then, where do we go from there? You know, and some of the other answers that we'll give, well, women are not empowered. Of course, in the United Kingdom, we have the Queen. She's the longest reigning monarch in the world. What more power do you want? You know, so women are empowered. I believe so. I am convinced. And for all of us who are following such program or such objective, we have a duty of just, you know, integrating, working with them, and just motivate them and let them believe more than what they believed in. So looking at this program today, talking about Skills Fair, for those of you who don't know, my background is education and my specialty is finance. I'm specialized in economics, finance, and accounting, but I do lecture. So I'm passionate about education and skills, but I also take into the skills aspect of more so the technical area of skills, the crafts area of skills, which I think is so lacking within our society. Just yesterday, I was watching a program, I think it was in the news, 1948, the strike by Dagenham Ford, by the women who were doing the upholstery or the car upholstery. That made its name today, 50 years on. Dagenham Ford have never ever seen a strike like that. But that brought a lot of change, and that was to do with low pay, fighting for equality of pay for women. But I think we still need to push on, we still need to press on. Because I think when it comes to technical skills and the craft skills, you will not beat women. Most of the artistic things that we are looking at around here today, if you are to do your research, you will find out that most of the creativity of it has been done by women. So we need to embrace it. We need to celebrate it more. We need to push it out. We need to say, look, here, what do you think? This is done by a woman. Not in a way of, empathy or to sympathize, or in a way to derogatory way to say, well, no. Yes, we should embrace the power of women in our lives. So coming here this morning, I didn't have time to go around and look at all the stalls, but just glancing around, you could tell the reason why we're in a beautiful surrounding like this, I don't have to guess. It's been done by a woman or by women. So, where do we go from here? Let's don't think, for one, that because it's all women, it's not as good as encouraging, or it's not where we want to be. Let's embrace it. Let's celebrate it. Looking at skills, I think within Swell, and it's one of the things which I'm passionate, I'm trying to celebrate and I'm trying to pioneer within the borough, that we have so much untapped history and unknown history within the borough. From Faversham to East Church to Isle of Sheppey, to Sheerness to Queensborough. It's unbelievable within the 3 weeks that I've been in office, some of the knowledge I have gained. And the challenge we have in Swell is like a massive jigsaw. I was sharing it with Rachel this morning, is how we can put all of those together and showcase that as a borough. Because you go to other boroughs, they don't have half as much history as we have. They just have nicely fashioned high street with all the, high-end products, and they're flourishing. So we have a lot here to showcase. And we have a lot here, in fact, of having an organization like the Diversity House, who is pulling all strings together, pulling the unfortunate one, the one that are not so fortunate in terms of education, pulling young girls together, pulling men and women together, trying to bring in cultures together from all areas. It's worth celebrating. It's worth embracing. So I want to thank you all for being here this morning. It seems like we have a packed full program, and I know I was only going to speak for 5 minutes, but since this is about empowering women and girls, and Christine have already spoken for about 15 minutes, so she has started the empowering of this whole program. So thank you very much, and I welcome you all to Swell, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this morning's program until we have lunch. Thank you.